I ain't put a video up over here in 4 months. And I've been having this account ever since 2019. And that's a shame. It's really crazy. Now you got to watch out for waltzes, bugs, and all that type of stuff. I love these Logitech cameras, but they don't last long. You see what I'm saying? You bump it a couple of times, the camera will cut off. You see what I'm saying? You still be able to, I still can do the video, but you won't be able to see my face. You see what I'm saying? Now you got to watch out for bugs and stuff because you don't know, snakes and all that stuff be crawling back here. You know what I'm saying? And so you got to watch that, But it's still the good thing about it. It's still cool out here. You see what I'm saying? That's one good thing I do like about it, Deep down within, man, I really miss my old channels too with them other videos. You know how it's like when they take your channel down if you violate the policy or whatever, you got to work hard and build the stuff all up over again. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, look, not only that, but I say the YouTube back then, like years ago, the YouTube, like back in the day, YouTube was really lit. It was the lit. YouTube was very dope back in the day. The YouTube today, and I'm gonna continue to keep saying it, it's not the same. They took away people's Google Plus pages. Not only that, but it's like, have you ever? Let me describe how that feels to not have the original YouTube. To not to have the original YouTube, it's literally like, you know how a child love toys, right? And you tell that child you're gonna take their what they like, their favorite toy. It's like taking away a child's favorite toy and you don't give it back to them. That's literally how it feels. Or I can go as far as say, wait a minute, let me set the camera down. Let me come from out here. I will go as far to say also when I say take their favorite toy, not only taking their favorite toy, but it's like, have you ever went to the store with your parents? You was when you was a child. I'm gonna say a child, right? And you saw a toy that you liked. Get up out of here. You saw a toy that you liked. It was a bug. They couldn't afford it. And you told them you couldn't get it because you couldn't afford it. I mean, they told you couldn't get it because they couldn't afford it. Do you realize how that's a horrible feeling? That's one of the worst feelings you can ever experience, especially being a child and there's certain toys you like, but your parents not able to get it because you know how it is growing up poor and stuff like that. You can't really afford things. You see what I'm saying? So the best way I can describe it, that's the best way I can describe it. And you start crying. You know, I said, you better shut them tears up. You know how your parents do. You better shut that up. Or don't I give you something to cry for? And that even made it worse because number one, you didn't get to, your parents couldn't afford it. But we didn't, you know how we being children, you don't understand that, what you can afford and what you can't afford. You see what I'm saying? And that's literally how it felt growing up. You know what I mean? Wanting something and you just couldn't get it. You see what I'm saying? Maybe that's why I guess I have I don't know, should I say, I be thinking about, when I first started YouTube, one of those of you who walked with me for a couple of years or whatever, a lot of people really, I say a lot of people didn't stay with me because I really didn't have a lot of people coming to YouTube. I always have been a small YouTuber, very small YouTuber from the time what you call it, from the time I started up until now. But the good thing about it is I didn't do YouTube because YouTube was something I naturally liked it way before I even thought of it. I just never would have thought that I was going to actually do YouTube. I never thought in over 30 decades that I would have been on YouTube. I used to tell people what I wanted to do, and they would tell me, "Why don't you put it on YouTube?" And I would actually get upset with people for telling me it's to post it what I wanted to do online. Because during that time I didn't know what YouTube was. And I said, y'all hear me? If you go back and you watch my multiple of my videos on several other channels, if you run into it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's hard for me to run into the video right now because I put out so many. Um, you will see me reiterating the same statement. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, that's how it felt when they took away the original old YouTube. There is nothing that's going to take the place of the old YouTube. I'm telling you. There is nothing that's going to take the place of the old YouTube. I'm here to tell you that now. I'm here to tell Google and YouTube that now. Look, and being a man of color, being in the black family, like myself, I'm gonna say it like that. We know people of color and black people and so-called people, people of color and so-called black people know. We can tell y'all there is nothing that's going to take the place of the original YouTube y'all had from the beginning. Nothing is going to tell you. I'm telling you that from being part of the product of the black family. Being part of the being I'm just saying it like that. The product of the black family. I'm telling you that. I'm just telling you that. I know. I already know. See what they didn't understand. They didn't know. They don't know this. How do I know that? Let me tell you how I can relate. Have you ever grew up and you know what food's supposed to taste like if you really eat a good soul cooked dinner or whatever? You see what I'm saying? So-called black people, people of color, no. Get that bug up out of here. Get up. Okay, I had to shut the door. The flavor. YouTube, when they took away Google, the Hangouts, whatever you want to call it, the Google Hangout, the Google Plus Hangouts, the original Google Plus Hangouts, the edited of YouTube, the video response link that was always in the chat. Instead of you typing a comment, you can post the video right in the chat. You didn't have to go download the softwares, upload it into the files, and then come back onto YouTube, open up the files, and release it onto the website. No, it wasn't none of that back in the day. It was better the old way where you can go to the natural editor, do everything, not uploading nothing into no files. You see what I'm saying? It was a straight record and a straight upload. That's it. A straight editing your video, not downloading the app and then coming back and do no. That was better. That's what I'm trying to tell you, YouTube and Google. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. There is no flavor like that flavor. When they took away, although they gave people backup pages, and then they take away some of the flavor, it's nothing wrong with being strict. We get it. It's nothing wrong with being strict. It's nothing wrong with restricting and not allowing certain rules or whatever. It's nothing wrong with that. But YouTube and Google is taking away too much of the flavor. Y'all taking too much of the flavor away. I'm telling you. If y'all would bring that flavor back, if y'all would serve the YouTube community the right, bring the flavor back. Hey everybody, I just want to say good. Okay, somebody put something on Facebook and it popped up on the computer screen. Hold on. Slap his tail right back over there where he was. But anyway, I'm telling y'all, Google, that's what I was trying to tell y'all. YouTube and Google, y'all took away too much of the flavor. Ain't nobody gonna eat. We eating it, but we like it with that season. So I'm just telling y'all how the game should be stepped up. It's like going to a restaurant. You paying your own money, right? You paying your own money to eat. You're paying your own money to eat the food. You tell them, you go up there to the cash register and you tell them how you want it, what you want on the burger, what you don't want on the burger. Some people like mayonnaise. Some people, me, I don't like mayonnaise. I don't. If I go and order whatever, no mayo for me. Now, some people can go and they'll say, give me mayo. I want extra. I want everything, and I want extra mayo. That means you want a double portion of the mayo. Me, no mayo. If you put mayo in anything, I will not eat it. Now, same thing with YouTube. Everybody across the globe, our people, we pay. Everybody pay for the service of the to have the Wi-Fi signature and all of that. Everybody have a computer. You have a computer, but it's just like you don't even control it because number one, that's another thing that it's good to have. Let me say this here. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with having passwords. Everybody have a passcode and stuff like that because I understand you get it. It's so much going on. People hacking people and all those kind of things. I understand that. People going around, they hacking people, and don't get it twisted. Everybody wants their information protected. I do. But one of the things that I disagree with is that they want you to have a password that they want you to have. Now, mind you, you bought your own computer. You paying for your own Wi-Fi signature to have service at your home, right? Whether it be in your home or whether you paying for services to have service on your phone, wherever you go out in public, AT&T, T-Mobile, or whatever, you still paying for the service, right? You know what I mean? You paying whatever. But the only thing that I disagree with is when you create password. You can't create something that you want to have that you can easily remember. You got to create something that they want you to have. So you got to ask yourself, obviously, they control your computer. That's just like controlling that. So really, you don't really own it. If you don't control certain things to a certain degree, that means that's an indication you don't control it. Just like I'm gonna talk about that. That's gonna be another video for another time. It was something that was gonna come out. But if you want to know about that extra information, I'm gonna talk about that on my other channel. Certain things I'm not gonna talk about right here. You see what I'm saying? But you really don't own it. You see what I'm saying? If you got to create a password, put combination of letters and numbers and all this type of stuff, then they have the part to where if you ain't signed into your account, let's say in maybe a couple of years, or you don't use it that often, if you lose the number to that other particular account, and in order to get back into the account, you got to have that particular number. Let's say like if you lose that number and you lose the phone, you have no more phone, you have none of that. How are you going to get off into that information is to get in there and get the phone number or whatever. To prove it's you, they should know it's you. You maybe done gotten a little older or something like that. But I'm wondering if you change, or if you lose your phone number, if you lose your phone, let's say you lose your phone, you lose that number. They give you, you ask for the same number if you get another phone. Would that information go, if you're trying to get into your account, will it go to that phone, or will it go to, can they fix it to where the codes can go to the new number that you have? But see, that's what I'm saying. They make it so complicated to where you really, when you buy the computer, you really don't, it's really not yours because they still control it. You should be able to put whatever type of password you want in that, as long as it's a very secure password. Nobody knows what it is but you. That would make more sense to me than saying, no, you create what I want you to create. Or it's like you saying, well, I'm gonna buy, it's like me saying I'm gonna buy some food. I want to go and buy this. And I say, well, I don't want this much seasoning in that. No, in order for you to be able to buy this, you got to take the season that's in there. You got to buy what I want you to buy, even though you paying for it, but you ain't controlling what you're buying. I'm just making an example out of it. It shouldn't be like that with the with the computer or with none of that. You should be able to control what you want when it comes to creating your passwords or whatever. If you say you want to use your number, you want to use the name washing powder or something like that, you should be able to use what you want, as long as nobody knows what it is but you. And if you feel like it's insecure or whatever, just give you the ability to be able to just create what you want. This is what they did. Now, they do want to change, or then maybe they should do it like this. For those of the people who want the old YouTube from 2005, we will be more than happy to give you all what you want. For those who want the new, we will give them the new updates. Now, if you don't want new software, it'll still be the same YouTube. But if y'all want the natural edited, because we know it's a lot of hard work to you know what I mean. So if you want it to be that easy for you, then we will make it available and serve you, because you part of the YouTube community. So we're going to give you what you want. We're going to give everybody. Do you now? They should go around and send emails out to different people and ask different people, like, okay, what would you prefer? Would you prefer the old layout? Would you prefer to record the video, download the softwares, then record the video, then open your files and save your video into the files, then go on YouTube, open up the files, and allow the video to be released onto the website to be uploaded, and you know, because it take a long process. You know what I mean? If you want it done that way, if you feel, they should give people the options to choose whether they want to go through all those things. Say the only reason why we're doing this here, we will give you the old layout, but you also can go back there and you can change it. Matter of fact, they should had it fixed to where you can go on to your YouTube website and say, now at any point in time, if you don't want the old layout, you can uninstall it and you can download the old, or you can download the new on there if you want to and uninstall the old. Or either we will just give you the option to choose whether you want the Google Plus Hangout, you want to just record everything direct instead of just recording, downloading, and then you got to open the camera up and do all of that, and then do all that installing, and then record it, and then upload it and save your video into the files until you get onto YouTube. Then you open up the files and open it up, and then the video releases onto the site, which is a hard thing. I don't like that. It's better to be like, see how I came here and opened up this camera and naturally did that, like, or whatever. It's easier when you go straight to YouTube, and you can just click on the camera, open up. You can either record a regular video or you can just do a live Google Hangout. The Google Hangout, that was really dope back in the day. The natural webcam that they had on the thing, that was the real shit then. You see what I'm saying? So this video, I guess I'll just name it, I miss the old YouTube from 2005. The old YouTube from 2005 was really the sauce, and it was lit. You see what I'm saying? I might even take this video and send it to when I'm emailing the Google and YouTube. I'll probably just take and send this video just to interact. You see what I'm saying? To let them know what's good and what's not, because you have a lot of people out there that actually miss the old the old fashioned YouTube. It was good. The old fashioned YouTube was dope, man, back in the day. You know, it really was. So I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back over here, and I'm gonna be putting more videos up on this account since I haven't been doing it. So at the end of the day, out of all the accounts that I got, I'm gonna do everything I can is to put videos on these accounts on all of them as much as possible. All right, I'm gonna see y'all later. I'm out.